All right. All right, sir.
All right,
All right, sir.
we're all right.
All right.
We're
We're
back.
back from the dead.
We made it back
Yes.
with my third nephew today. You know, I was with my other nephew before. Now I'm with my other nephew.
Oh, cause you're Rhino's brother,
Yeah,
and I'm Rhino's kid.
yeah.
Luke Papa Rhino, and
Martine Rhinopoulos.
yes,
We're back.
yes, I'm a little sick, as you can tell by my voice.
And he's drinking a Monster.
Yes, because that's what I am.
Top 5 corniest people I know. So what are we talking about today, man? What's the topic of discussion?
Today is just a silly willy day.
Silly Willy, because this guy's sick. Drinking his Monster Energy.
I'm sick with it.
He's sick with it. He's sick with the podcast.
Yeah. How was your day?
Good, bro. I went to the rec. You know, I didn't see you or Greg there. Went to the rec, got some bucks, played a couple of games, went to Queens College, ran some full court there, and now we're here. We're back. Probably work out tonight. You?
I had a lazy day.
Lazy Wednesday.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. All I did was do laundry.
You need those days sometimes. Mental health day.
Yeah, nah.
Mental health recovery.
Nah, the real reason is I thought I had training at 10 a.m. today, but it was at 9 a.m. So I woke up at 8, which should be the time that I will
Left.
be leaving my house. And I wake up at 8, I'm getting ready. It's 8:45, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll leave 15 minutes early today, and I'll get there extra early, get a nice warm up, and then I check my schedule again, and it says 9 a.m. And I'm like,
He slacked.
fuck.
Top slack.
But I think it worked out for the best because, again, I'm a little sick, and I think if I would have pushed it today, maybe I would have gotten worse. Because I pushed it on Monday, and I felt like shit all day, so.
Good rest day.
It is what it is, you know?
Go to sleep early tonight.
Yeah. I mean, after this, I might go beat up some homeless men in a local Chase ATM.
Go take some fucking homeless man shoes.
If they have any.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
they're
hope
cardboard.
he kicks you with your fucking.
Maybe they're cardboard.
I hope he kicks you with his bare, smelly feet, right in the face.
Mine's are worse.
Pink eye.
Mine
are the worst.
I wanna fucking scratch them like a cat. I was like,
That was too good. You might be a fucking poor cat. El gato de noche.
Are you calling me fucking gay or some shit?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna fuck you up, bro.
He's got a pussy.
I'm gonna throw this fucking rhino ball right in your head.
Hell yeah. We're sponsored.
We are.
You see it?
We are a whatever, dude. Sometimes I can't pronounce the words, and that's fine.
Tell him why you can't pronounce your words.
Because I'm a little slow in the head.
Yeah, but
AKA
English is not his first language.
AKA real smart.
Real smart.
Yeah, that's what I am. I'm a real
He
smart.
has the...
What the fuck are you even trying to
I don't know. I was gonna say some stupid shit.
I got the touch of the tism. Some people.
He has a pinch.
Some people call them window lickers.
That's crazy.
That's not my saying. It's other people I've heard.
You're stupid. Well, he's a window licker.
God damn it.
But it happens. It happens.
I'm a window licker, and you sometimes drool while you speak, and that's fine. That's okay, you know. We're in a society that
Sometimes
accepts everyone and everything. So.
I talk too much, so I start drooling.
Yeah, that's why you drool. Yeah, sure.
I speak too much. That's when I know when to stop. Literally.
Yo, sit up, bro. Sit up.
Tired, bro. I'm not drinking no fucking Monster.
Come drink this Monster.
Look at this guy, stupid.
Whatever.
So today.
Yeah.
Today. Today's Wednesday. Today's hump day.
Today's what?
Hump day.
Hey, yo.
It's Wednesday, bro. You never seen that commercial? Hump day?
No. I'm
he
good.
really is a window licker.
Fuck you. And your rhino ball.
He's hump gay?
You hump the rhino ball on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah. That's my workout for later.
You're fucking sick. You're sick in the fucking head.
Do hip thrusts with the rhino ball. Hey, yo.
Wow.
Our parents would be proud of us. We've come a long way. Drinking Monster. Using the rhino ball on Wednesday nights. That's crazy. Let me stop. Alright, bro. Tell them your origin story, man.
Oh, what?
Tell them your origin story.
My origin story.
Tell them your villain arc.
So one day, my father had a romantic night with my mom.
Oh my gosh.
And then, fast forward.
I thought you were in an accident.
9 months.
Were you in an accident?
I don't know.
Maybe you were.
I probably was. I mean, they had 3 kids, one right after the other, so I probably was in an accident. But
you guys are Irish triplets? 3 years in a row?
Yeah, but
Damn.
Different days though. My sister's January, my brother's May, I'm December. There's technically 4 years between my sister and I. Because as soon as
Is there a year between your brother?
Yeah. Is it?
So you're Irish twins with your brother?
Well, I don't know if it's a little over a year though.
Still.
A year and a half basically.
Your parents got pregnant right after.
Yeah.
I mean,
my mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Your parents. You know, you never know nowadays. You got men getting fucking pregnant.
True.
Through science.
True.
But we got this guy. His birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll get him a rhino for his birthday.
Yeah, a rhino toy.
A rhino toy.
Or you should give me a rhino with like a little thing where I can hang my chain on, so I can put on my chain a rhino. A gold rhino.
Yeah.
24K rhino. That'll be my new nickname. 24K rhino.
Shout out.
I like that. But yeah, today we just started talking a little shit to begin with. And then on my drive over here, I was also thinking about like how I have saved myself a lot of trouble and a lot of wrong paths because of how observant I am of my surroundings. And I don't mean like my head's on a swivel 24/7 like I'm a fucking drug dealer or I'm being chased by the cops. I just mean paranoid. Like I'm not paranoid, but what I mean is like I usually I'm pretty good at sitting back and watching what people are doing, especially in my inner circles, and especially now as I keep growing older and slightly wiser.
Just slightly.
Yeah,
just
very
a pinch.
Slightly. Yeah, I try to really make up a thought before I even say anything, and the reason behind that is because I've seen people, whether it's financially or romantically or emotionally or career-wise, just do things, and whether it works out, it doesn't work out. I try to take their lessons with me, so I don't have to go through the same problem they did. I don't have to go through the same decision making they did, because now I have an advantage because I've seen what that person did and how it worked out. So I could either replicate it or I could do the opposite of what that person did. And I feel like I've saved myself, especially finding partners. I've saved myself a lot of trouble because I've seen a a absurd amount of guys just fuck their life over the wrong person. Not just the woman itself, but just the wrong person. Whether it's friendship wise or whether it's partner wise. And I feel like that's why I'm in such a good spot in my life right now, because I've been able to not have to go through those troubles, picking the wrong woman or picking the wrong friends, and then doing things I know are not my thing,
Intention.
or
Yeah.
you have crazy incidents where you know you're doing crazy shit because you think of love or whatever it is, right? You're crazy in love or whatever, or the bitch is just paranoid, you know what I mean? And it gets ugly, So
It could happen
yeah,
to anybody.
I've seen it very close to me. I've seen it with some of my friends. I've seen it with friends of friends, and I feel like a lot of people are always like, "Oh, you'll learn." He'll like when they talk about other people, they're like, "Oh, he'll learn once it happens to them," or even when they're talking to you, they're like, "Oh, you gotta go through it to understand it." And it's like you're kind of right, but at the same time, not, because you don't have to go through everything for you to
No.
learn. That's the beauty of not only your friends' experiences, but that's also the reason we have books, right? So you don't have to go through
Repeat the
trial
same
and
mistakes
error, yeah, that other people have
have been
done.
through.
That's why
Yeah.
there's an education system. That's where there's a bunch of other things in place for you to learn from, not just by going out and doing it yourself,
Yeah.
which you could, but in my opinion, it's just gonna take you a lot longer.
To realize.
Yeah.
Listen, some people have different experiences
Yep.
and different thoughts on relationships, friends, and a bad situation can set you back or it can make you better. It all just depends on your outlook and your perspective on life. And some people do really have to experience that themselves,
True.
but you seem like you're the type, and I know you, that you take from others. Myself, I'm hard headed. I'm very hard headed. I always have been. I have to go through almost everything in my own shoes to really make my own decision on things because I don't know. I don't, I mean, I listen to other people, especially my friends and family, but a lot of the experiences I've had recently, I've just decided that I want to face them on my own, you know?
Yeah, and to add to that too, something you just mentioned brought back what I was thinking too. It's how I don't like how most people are like, "Oh, I'm wired this way," or "This is who I am," type shit. And it's like, yes, this is who you are now, but this doesn't have to be who you are next year or the year
Facts.
before that.
Yeah.
So also being able to identify what's not wrong, but let's say what is not optimal in your character, meaning whether, I don't know, whether you're easy to not tell the truth because you don't like the repercussions, which is something I used to struggle when I was younger. And even to this day, sometimes I struggle saying the full truth sometimes, just because if I skip certain details, the other person is just gonna be like, ah, whatever, right? But if I give them all of it, we might spend extra time on something I don't think is important. But
To
what I
others,
miss,
yeah, it could
what I
be,
miss
yeah.
is that I'm not the one that should decide whether it is important or not, because it's not just my problem. Usually,
It's
it's two
both.
or three people's problem, So that's my personal experience too. But yeah, like if you like, for example, I'm a very lazy person by nature. Like my body's wired to just stay in bed, stay in the sofa, and just like play video games or watch shows. That's what my body's wired to do. But my brain won't allow it. You know what I mean? Like, because I am the most non-motivated, uh, hard to get something started type of person. Like, I don't have motivation every day to go train. Actually, I don't have motivation to go train almost any day. Like, there's like the only times I have motivation to do something that I love doing is when I haven't done it in a while. You know, like when I haven't trained a week or two, then the first day back, that's when I'm like,
You
oh
feel
yeah,
great.
I want to train. But then once I'm in a groove and I'm in a routine, every day I wake up and I do struggle, but then I tell myself the reasons behind it, and I also acknowledge that that's the way I am. So uh, I put preventive measures in place, so I make sure that that doesn't happen to me. You know. So if I know I'm lazy, then I put myself goals that I have to accomplish. I don't let myself negotiate within me, right? I don't let myself say, oh, today I don't have to train, or will I train today? No, I tell myself this day at this time I will train no matter what. Like if it is a job, you know what I mean? At a job, you can't just decide every day whether you're gonna go
Whether you work or
to
not.
work or not. You know, you have to go, or they're gonna fire you. So I try to treat my life that way. Sometimes it doesn't happen, obviously, because I'm not perfect, but I want to
That's a good
touch on that
outlook.
too, because a lot of people are also like, oh, I'm just like a very emotional person in terms of like, when I get mad or when I get angry, I can't control myself. Well, if you know that about yourself,
You can control
then
yourself.
you should start being able to put measures in place so you could work on it. I'm not saying from day to night
It will
snap
get
out of
better.
it,
Yeah.
but just progressively do little things that eventually are gonna make a big impact. You know?
I wanted to touch on what you said about giving yourself reasons when you don't want to do it that you have to do it. I think that's a great way to look at things. Like I've read a couple of things, listened to a couple podcasts, audios that the biggest motivation you have to tell yourself is the reasons why you're doing what you're doing. And if you lose sight of that, you're going to lose sight of your purpose and your why. And once you don't have a purpose or a why, it's very easy to just be lazy
Yeah,
and not chase what you want and get better, progress at whatever you're doing.
yeah,
You're going to get better at things if you're doing it every day, no matter what. It's just some people are more talented than others. That leads to laziness. And some people are afraid of what they can become. And some people just say they want it, but they don't want it. It's multiple things,
yeah.
but
And to follow that up too, you have to find a good reason why within yourself,
yourself,
not within what
others.
not only others, but like what is structure around you. You know what I mean? Like you can't just tell yourself that you want to be rich just because you know being rich is easier than being broke. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you might be motivated to get a job that pays you somewhat good, but then eventually you're gonna get comfortable and you're like, whatever. I'm not, I don't want to get better because I've
Yeah.
accomplished slightly better than what I was, and
What
that's
you
it.
expected.
Exactly. So you have to find a solid reason why for you. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to get clean. Like for example, drug addicts or alcoholics. A lot of them are like, oh, I want to get clean for my kids, for my parents, for this, for that, and then they get clean for a little bit, and then they go right back because they think that they wanna they wanna do it for their kids or for whoever it is.
But they're not doing it for
But
themselves.
yeah, at the end of the day, they don't really want to get clean. They just don't want to disappoint their people,
They're people.
and it's not a bad reason. But for a lot of people, that's not enough. You have to have something really solid in you. You have to have something that tells you, no, I want this for myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm just making an example of addictions, but I want to get clean, or I want to stop this addiction because I want to not be
Get
dependent of
better.
this. You know what I mean? And it could be the same thing career wise. Could be same thing. If let's say you want to be a basketball player, right? You could be like, oh, I want to be a basketball player because that's what I grew up doing and I just love it, and that's it. That could be a good enough reason for you. Or it could be just, I want to prove people wrong, and that might drive you to the end of
Insane.
the earth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some people have different reasons, and some people are motivated by different aspects of life. So don't just think that what others are. I'm sorry. Don't just think what other people's motivations are good enough for you as well. Like, try to actually find your why and make it a solid one for you. You know what I mean?
That's perfect. You could watch all these motivational videos all day, but every guy who makes these motivational videos tells you that it wasn't from other motivational people. It was something that went in them. Like David Goggins, for example, he is the one of the most disciplined people on earth
Yeah,
because
of his will.
because of his own will. It
Yeah,
wasn't anybody's else. He told himself every day, I fucking hate this. I can't stand it. He still hates it,
yeah,
but he does it because he doesn't want to be that fat guy that he was.
yeah,
And now look at him. Everybody in the world looks and admires. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people admire him for the strength
yeah. For
of
the
his
mental strength. Yeah.
will. And that doesn't happen overnight either. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off that, if you ask him, I'm pretty sure he will also tell you, like, no, don't watch these motivational videos. And again, I have nothing against them. I personally used to watch them when I was way younger and I was in high school, and I thought that was what was gonna motivate me to like go to basketball practice or volleyball practice or running team and all that stuff. I personally thought that's what it's really gonna motivate me. And yeah, it might have gave me like a little spark here and there. It might have gave me a spark to do 10 push-ups, which would have been better than not
Nothing.
doing any push-ups,
Yeah.
right? Which I think it's a good thing, right? So like, let's say you're just being lazy one day and you already did some work, and but you told yourself you were going to do a little extra today, and then you ended up not doing it. You could watch one of those just to give you that little spark, so you could do that extra that wasn't necessary, but you just wanted to do it. So those are valid tools to keep pushing yourself to be better and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to discredit them completely, but also you just have to understand that that's not how your brain or life itself works. You could look up to them, and you could find like a mentor-ish vibe towards them, and you could be like, oh, I personally would love to be like that person because so and so has this, so and so has that, like in terms of like mentality and stuff like that, and you could model your life after them. But just watching highlights of them saying fucking get up and go run, it's not gonna do anything for you. You have to actually get up and go run.
Me personally, I saw a quote. It's not really a quote, it's in the Bible. And it kind of like, I don't know exactly what it
Well,
is,
you could quote it.
but like, it's kind of, it's in the greatest book in the world, the Bible. Um, it kind of goes like, Jesus Christ is in you, so you have the power to do almost anything. And when I think of that, that like really motivates me to do something. And there's some times where my faith wavers. I think that happens to a lot of people our age. We're distracted, we're young. But when I hear that, I really like lock in and I'm like, Jesus Christ is my savior. If I'm going to look up to anybody, it's Jesus and the Word of God. And I hear that and I'm like, that is some badass shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Jesus Christ, He died for us. He died for every Christian, every person that isn't Christian. when I read that, I was like, wow, that was like the best motivation I've ever heard, was that Jesus is in you and his strength, his will is in you. So you have to exert that and use that. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that is an awesome verse in the Bible.
Yeah, that's if you're Christian. I was gonna say religious, but there's other people that believe in other stuff. So if you're Christian, that's a really good tool to
It's
use as well.
powerful.
If you're not, or if you're in some other religion, or you might believe there's something else up there, but you just haven't found a fitting religion per se. You could use all this stuff too. But the concept that I'm sure he's trying to convey, not just from the Bible, but as a bigger message, is that there's so much energy inside of you from the
The
positive
universe.
things and the universe and all that stuff that happens, that you have to find a way to channel the energy towards something better. Like you have the
Yeah.
power to do whatever you want because the energy is there. It's
Your
just
brain stops you.
Yeah, it's just up to you to learn how to use it.
That's a good way to put it. I think that as people, when we find something that we love, that first week or two of just constant energy, you like kind of jump out of bed,
Yeah,
and it may be hard to maintain that,
yeah, that's
but
definitely gonna.
gradually decline.
Yeah,
But you could use that feeling of like, wow, like I love this, I want to keep doing it.
yeah.
You got to think about how that was
Sorry to cut you off, but
the purpose.
that's a good point because I personally find myself in a situation where on a daily basis I might not be like super stoked or excited to do what I do, right? But in the bigger picture, when I'm like laying in bed about to go to sleep, or I'm driving on the highway and then something just kind of clicks on me, and I'm just like, I just start being so thankful for my life. Like I just, sorry, I just start being like, I'm so thankful that I could do what I could do, like in terms of my career. I could do what I could do in terms of making money. I can do what I can do in terms of the people I have around me, right? Like I'm just so thankful for my family, like the way they love me, the way I love them, for my partner, the way I love her, and the way she loves me, my friends, the way I love them, and the way they love me, right? Like I just start being like, oh my god, I'm so fucking thankful, even though on a daily basis I might not be like that. I might not be every fucking day just like, oh my god, my life is perfect.
Because
Like
it's not.
yeah, like we have the ups and
There's ups and
downs and stuff like
downs.
that, right? So you might be at work and it fucking sucks, and you're like, oh fuck, I hate my life. But then you might get home to a super nice crib, or you might be driving the car that you never thought you would have been able to drive,
Or
and you might be
buy
like, yeah,
for yourself.
or you might just be, in a peaceful environment after work, and then you're like, you know what? I guess it was worth it, right? And in the flip side of things too is, if that's not the case, then you gotta do something about it.
You
If
gotta switch something up.
Yeah, if you hate everything, if there's no positive thing in your life, then you gotta definitely reevaluate what's going on, and you
Take a
have to make a
step back.
change.
Take a step back.
Yeah, and it's not an easy thing to do. It doesn't come quick, and it takes a lot of hard work.
But
But
it's worth it.
it is worth it. And just to go back to the original idea, which is like learning from others' mistakes, you can also learn from others' success, right? So don't just keep looking for negative things that happen in people's lives. Just look at everyone's experiences overall, and make sure that maybe don't fucking take out a book and start writing everything you see all the time, and just be like, oh, so your girlfriend cheated on you, tell me why, like, don't be that guy,
No,
right?
but
But
keep it in mind.
yeah, but just like, if you know a friend that somebody cheated on them, right, just like look at the person, right? Look at your friend and be like, okay, what would be the reasons why someone would do that to the person? And then if there's no good reasons, then start looking at their partner. Be like, why would she do that, right? Like, what's her character like? What are her values like? What's her personality like, right? And then you might find the correct answers of why she cheated in that. So then that's a lesson, right? So now you're gonna be like, he did everything right, or she did everything right. and the person that cheated was doing everything wrong because that's who they are, right? So then the little things that you saw in that person that was being a cheater, you're gonna be able to see in other people and stay away from them, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So I just wanted to like kind of come back to the original point and just clear up a little bit. Sorry for the verb. It was the monster.
Monster, dirty.
But just so that's kind of like what I mean by learning from other experiences. It's not about like taking notes and stuff like that. It's just like being a little more aware of what's going on. What are they doing, and why are the results the way they are? And then look at the results, and could you have gotten the same results doing something different? You
Different.
know? But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a lot of good points we touched on,
yeah,
a lot of things that you could take away. And if you're feeling down and upset, like you said, take a step back, talk to people that you trust and you love,
true.
and figure out, like, people that there's certain people that will never leave your side. Those. I wouldn't say never, because I've had some experiences where I'm like, damn, I thought this person would be in my life forever, and they're not. But
True.
there's certain people I have in my life that I know will always be there.
Yep.
And that's just years of building and building
Yep.
relationships and family, of course, and really good friends that I
Yeah.
have. You got to trust those people and trust their advice and why. People who know you. I know you. I know if you're going to be upset about something. I can just tell. Energy, your vibe is off, because I've been around you for so many fucking days in our life. Work, fucking wreck, just chilling. Like,
Yeah.
if I know you're off, like, I think the best advice I would give someone is to talk about somebody you truly trust
Yeah.
and somebody who has your best interests, because you could trust somebody and they may not have your best interests in mind.
True. And just to write your idea as well, um, if you don't have somebody that you truly trust, because let's say for whatever reason you moved to a new city or a new country because you wanted to, because you were forced to, because financially it was the best decision for you, could be any reason, or you just had a big fallout with a group of people that you thought was your people's, and then somehow it ended up not being. That's okay too, you know what I mean? And that's where the last episode where we talk about self-sufficiency, that's where self-sufficiency within you and your emotions and your thoughts is very important, because when you have nobody you can trust and you have nobody you can truly open yourself up to and like ask for help, that's when you're going to be able to give yourself a hand. That's when you're going to be able to
Trust
pull yourself
yourself.
up, trust your own thoughts, trust your own feelings, and then eventually you're gonna be able to make connections with different people. You're gonna be able
Good
to,
people.
yeah, you're gonna be able to make new friendships, new relationships. You're gonna be able to find new love in the world, right? But first, you have to learn
Build
how to
yourself.
do it within you. You have to be able to be the friend you want within yourself. You know, you want to be able to be the person that is gonna put your hopes up, um, give you the right decisions to make, and also be understanding of your situation within you. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna be able to do that with other people, and then the so the other people are also gonna be able to do that for you as you work on yourself.
Mutual.
Yep.
Well, touching on that, I see a quote all the time. I mean, it's kind of cliche, like a little corny, but it's not. It really applies to life. My yaya loved butterflies, so I love seeing it. Um, you don't build, you don't attract the butterflies without the garden. It, it's not that, but you know what I'm saying. You gotta,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta build the garden up first to get the butterflies. The
Yeah.
butterflies aren't just gonna come to you when you're down or you're not where you want to be, or you're not the person or the character that you say you are.
Yeah.
You got to be beautiful within
So
yourself.
and sorry to cut you off, but an analogy that I used to use when people like kind of like have this deep conversation with you about like who you are and this and that, right? What I usually used to say is that in a ecosystem, right? I don't want to be like the alpha wolf. I don't want to be like the biggest tree. I don't want to be the most beautiful skyline or the most beautiful like stars in the sky. I don't want to be that. What what I want to be in an ecosystem is I want to be the healthiest lake or the healthiest river. And the reason behind it is because without a healthy lake or a healthy river, there will be no alpha wolf
Wolf.
because there'll be no vegetation, there'll be
Food.
there'll be no herbivores, there'll be no prey for the alpha wolf, right? The sky wouldn't be there, right? Because the plants are what give you the atmosphere and all that shit. The plants need the water, right? So I want to be the one that is there to make everything else grow around me.
Providing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to be that everyone grows, and because everyone grows, they give back to me, right? Because the animals, the plants, they also keep the water clean, right? If an animal dies in the water, either the fish or some other animal, they're gonna eat it, or they're gonna drag it back. It's gonna go into the ground. So it's just like the flow of life, and it might be a little complex way of explaining what he was saying, but that's just kind of like the analogy I used to give people because when we had those like deep late night talks about life and shit like that, it might sound corny and stuff, but I
Nah,
like the
it's
way
a good
it
way to look
sounds.
at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
I personally
the idea of it.
like providing too
Yeah,
around.
and
That's
providing could not just be like money or opportunity. It could also just be like
being there for
presence.
somebody.
Yeah, presence of feeling like you're calm. Because we all have that friend that when you're around them, you just feel erratic. You just feel like chaotic. You just feel like
Yeah.
something could go down any minute, or you could just feel like you could say the wrong thing and they're just gonna get mad or moody or shit like that. And for as funny as entertaining that they could be, you don't want to be around them for too long. You want to be around that friend that is gonna be able to be funny and fuck around with you, but at the same time they're gonna be able to provide something of interest when you need it, like emotional support. If you have a tough decision, they're gonna tell you the truth.
Break it down.
They're not gonna just gas you up, or they're not just gonna be like, oh no, fuck it, don't even do it. No, they're gonna try to really give you the best advice they think is for you. They're gonna truly look out for you. That's the person you want to be around. You want to be the person that when something goes wrong, they're not gonna yell at you. They're gonna be like, listen, mistakes happen. We could slow it down. Like it's no big deal.
People who are a safe space.
Yes, stress free. Like that's also one of like my main focus as a person. Like I like to be the person that you're around me. There's gonna be little to no stress, unless the outside circumstances require it. Then for sure, obviously, you can't control
It
everything
happens.
that goes around your environment. But I personally, I never bring stress to anyone. I hate it honestly, and that's why, because I hate being stressed. I hate bringing people anxiety because I suffer from anxiety my whole life without even knowing it. Because when I was growing up, anxiety or being stressed or being depressed wasn't really a thing, until I was like in my 17, 18 years old. That's when I started hearing about mental health and this and that. But before that, I already knew that I didn't like stress, which in retrospect, it was just anxiety about things. So yeah,
It's a good way to look at it, man. You know,
yeah.
you want to be around people that life is stressful already.
Hmm.
You don't want to be around people or relationships that cause you stress. It's too short. like it's my thing too now. Like if I don't like something, or if I don't like some, if it's not like providing for me, like I need something out of everybody, but if it's not giving me good, like I'm giving it good, like what's the point?
Yeah, like the vibe, you know.
Yeah, what's the energy, the vibe? Like it's just a good way to look at how a relationship, whether it's like intimate or just friendship, or it could affect you in a lot of ways, man. The
Yeah.
brain is
For example, when I was driving over here, I got off the exit, and you get off the highway, and there's another merging, uh, like
lean.
yeah, lane, and then there's a street that comes into it as well, but has a stop sign. So there's like basically three lanes as you're getting off the highway, and then wants to turn right, wants to go straight, and then I mean sorry, turn left, then straight, and then the other wants to turn right, right. So there's a car coming onto the stop sign, right, and I'm getting off the highway, but since it's like a long, like kind of up way to the highway, I saw the car make a stop, merge into the lanes, right? And I'm coming with pretty high speed, right? And there's a stoplight right in front of there. So I'm coming at pretty high speed. I'm slowing down a little bit, but not too much because I also see that it's going to turn green soon because of the, numbers counting on the
Yeah,
side for the people walking, whatever. So the car makes a stop and then merges into the middle lane with no signal either. So like it turns and then puts no signal, gets into the middle lane, and it's kind of like driving slowly. And I'm coming with momentum, right? But I'm on my lane and he's not on my lane yet. And then I'm already thinking, oh, is this motherfucker gonna merge into
go
my
into your
lane
lane.
too? Or is he gonna just stay there, right? Because he's not putting any signal and he's driving slow. So I already know he's kind of confused. So I was already a little bit
Stop him.
not really stopping, but I was already like ready for something to happen, right? And eventually, right when I'm about to be next to him, he puts the nose of his car in front of me, and was it not for me being like already ready for something to happen, I would have probably just
Crash.
yeah, right into the side of him. But I fucking slammed my brakes and I honked a little bit out of like reflex, and then the guy turned his window down, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I could have just been like, got on my car and just yelled at him and be like, "Oh fuck you, you fucking moron! We could have fucking died." I could have been that guy. I had all the reasons to do it. Like
Yeah.
he almost made me total my car for just for not paying attention, right? And not even using his signals. But as soon as I stopped, I didn't touch his car. My car, nothing happened to it either. He was fine. I was fine. I didn't even roll my window down. I just went like this. You can go in front of me, no problem. Like what's the point of me yelling at him or
To
getting on
get
my car?
stressed for.
Like for what? It was a 2 second thing that made my heart rate go a little higher, and then we both went on with our day. And I'm pretty sure that person also gonna be very thankful that the fact that I didn't.
Bug out.
Yeah, because they know they made a mistake. They're probably already pretty scared because I could
Yeah.
have ran right into his door. It could have ended up really bad for
Bad.
him, and it didn't. So he's probably very scared already, very stressful already. So I'm pretty sure he went home and he was just like, "Oh, thank God, like I was a nice guy." And I really liked the progression I'm doing with my character in aspects like that.
Well, you saw the. I'm sure you saw this before, where it's like if you had $1 million and somebody took $10, would you get mad?
I wouldn't give a fuck, honestly.
Exactly. It's kind of like that. All we have to me is time. Money is important to a lot of people, but to me, time is everything because we don't have forever to live.
Yeah,
We always have time to make money, but time to me is more valuable than money. You know,
yeah,
how you want to spend your time, how you spend your time with your people is very important. And however minutes we have in the day, why would you let 2 minutes of your day ruin the rest of your day? Because I
Yeah.
see that with a lot of people. They have something like that happen and they talk about it for the rest of the day, and
Yeah.
they're like done. They're like, yo, I'm so mad, I'm pissed.
Yeah, when we saw each other, I didn't even mention it until now
Yes,
because I just remember it now because I forgot within
yeah,
2 seconds it happened.
I'm so mad.
Yeah,
This guy fucking almost hit my car. This guy ran the stop sign. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck? But like,
yeah. Like
you're gonna
it's
let
done
something
already.
like it didn't affect you? I mean, if you crashed, I'm sure your
Yeah,
outlook on it would be very different, but you didn't.
yeah,
So it's like, why would you let 5 seconds out of your day ruin the whole when every day is important, you know?
yeah,
Every day is valuable you have here because every day is not guaranteed.
yeah, for sure. Anything
Shit.
else you want to touch on? Oh yeah, I want to touch. Well, not touch on. I just wanted to say that this Friday there's a bunch of good fights going on in Warriors Cup. It's a Muay Thai. It's a local Muay Thai promotion here in New York. It's called Warriors Cup. You can look it up on Google, and you can buy the pay-per-view. It's only $30, and they have I think about like 10 fights, 12 fights.
Nice.
They have some professionals, and they also have some amateurs. So if you like fighting, if you're bored at home on a Friday night, you haven't gone out, and there's nothing for you really to watch, you could do that. Or you could just watch one that's a lot more popular. It's called One Championship. You probably heard about it, and
Yeah.
it's on Amazon Prime. So if you already have Amazon Prime, it's free for you. And we have a all Muay Thai card for the first time ever. Usually they have like mixed
Oh
like
shit.
Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu,
Interesting.
and MMA. They like mix it all up in one event. But this Friday is gonna be all Muay Thai only. There's some amazing fights. So if you like striking, like if you like the UFC, but you don't like when they are hugging each other's nuts and shit, and you just like when they're cracking each other and they're knocking the fuck out of each other, then definitely check that out on Friday night, Amazon Prime. And they also fight with 4 ounce gloves, a lot of them. So it kind of looks like MMA striking anyway. So and they have dumps, so you're gonna see some people getting flipped over their heads and shit.
Nice.
Be people sliced open with elbows. You're gonna see people getting knocked the fuck out, and they have some heavy hitters. They have some people that are very exciting to watch. So, like I said, if
Good
you're bored,
fights.
if you're bored on a Friday night, you have nothing to watch. You know, you already finished all the seasons of Love Island, or you've already watched what's La Casa de Papel like 6 times.
Watch some fights.
Yeah, just fuck around and see if you like it or not.
Fuck
You
around
never
and
know.
find out. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Anything else for basketball or football that you're excited about? Any sports you're excited about?
Uh, the in-season tournaments going on.
For
The NBA, it's a new platform thing where the winner gets extra money. They're trying to make the regular season more appealing. In my opinion,
it's very long.
it's too long. They don't play hard.
Yeah, because they play every 2 3 days. So
It's too much. These guys, they're still human at the end of the
yeah,
day. 82 games plus a 20 game playoff is ridiculous. It's not sustainable
yeah, and
for the if they want the best entertainment and the best content with these athletes, because the athletes now are incredible, they need to shorten the season.
yeah,
And I would like to see a mix of Euro teams playing NBA teams in the regular season, and I think that would make the game a lot more interesting because
yeah,
the EuroLeague teams are very, very tough and
yeah.
they're physical.
And just to see also like a contrast too, like how good are they really? Like
Of two different games.
yeah, and like the actual like starting five, because a lot of times when they play those like friendly games against Euro teams, they just put like all bench
The
players
bunch,
or like
yeah.
10-day contract guys instead of putting their superstars because they're like, oh, we don't want him to get injured in a bullshit game.
But if they're playing for something
Yeah, if that kind of, because maybe they could have like a off-season tournament with them, so it's an actual tournament.
with money involved, they're
Yeah,
a world
exactly.
championship.
That
because
could be
they
true.
say the NBA.
Well, they say the Olympic is that, but it's a whole nation rather than just a team. You know,
Yeah,
you might want to see a team like Dallas, right, with some Europeans playing in the team as well. How they, with their American teammates too,
would play against Real Madrid.
yeah, against a really good Euro team as well. You don't want just want to see Luka on his country, and no offense to his teammates in his country who are nobodies, against a basically all-star team. It's like,
The Euro, the Euro League is catching up though, man.
for
It's
sure, for
very
sure.
interesting. It's very like if you like basketball, it's very um they play a different way. They move the ball a lot. They defend. They're physical. The hand touch thing, like where the fouls they call in the NBA now, where you basically tap somebody, it's a foul. They don't call that in Europe. It's a totally different game.
Yeah,
You could be a lot more physical. It's a lot harder to score. That's why when Luka came over here, he was saying that the NBA is easy. It's the best athletes in the world, but the regular season he's averaging 35 points. Like in the Euro League, he's not averaging 35 points because they're putting the best defender on him, probably 94 feet the whole game, making him work
yeah,
for every bucket. That's why it'd be more interesting to see that style of play mixed in with an NBA team. It'd be interesting to watch.
the only problem is the game will be a lot slower, and that's literally the complete opposite of what the NBA is trying to do. That's why those fouls are implemented now, and that's why like the game, the way they play is usually 1-on-1, because that's like the most
Entertaining.
entertaining. You know, there's more highlights being made like that, and that's what people want to see. You know, especially people that are not hardcore basketball fans. You know,
Yeah. But winning. We're not talking about that. We're talking about winning and money. Money on the line.
yeah,
That's what this in-season tournament is in the NBA. It's bonuses for
yeah,
the whole organization, basically.
yeah,
But imagine if they did a bigger bonus for playing those European
yeah,
teams, and if the Euro teams win, they get a bonus.
yeah, for sure.
And they just cut the regular season 20 games. Instead
Yeah,
of 80, they play 60.
yeah,
And obviously, those European games would have no say on the NBA playoffs because that they're not playing an NBA team
yeah,
contributing to their record. This would be like an in-season tournament, but a worldwide thing where they could
yeah,
play for like who's the best team, not the best
yeah.
nation.
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
It'd be interesting
very
to
interesting.
watch because there are some very legit European basketball teams that I believe can compete
That'd be good to watch.
because these NBA teams aren't all American. The
Yeah,
European players are coming over now
and a
in
lot of
waves.
Americans are also going to the European teams.
You have African players. You have Joel Embiid. You have a bunch of good African players. You even have some Asian players that are good.
Yeah,
There's not many in comparison to America, but the sport is going global.
yeah,
The sport is going global. I think if they were to do this world championship thing, that the sport would surpass soccer actually. Where they're
yeah.
mixing
Could be.
in where they're mixing in all of the best teams.
The only problem with that is that to be a basketball player, as good as you are, right? Not you. I mean, like generally, as good as you could be at the game of basketball, in order for you to like truly consider yourself good at basketball, you're gonna have to be a tall person, you know. And
Yeah,
soccer size does
size doesn't
it
matter.
really doesn't matter, you know. Like yeah, some taller players that are at the top of the soccer field are gonna be a little more advantageous when it comes to like
Headers.
yeah, headers and shit like that, or having a little more physicality in order to protect the ball from the defenders and stuff like that. But you look at the goal. probably one of the smallest players
Is the greatest of all
in
time.
in all of soccer's fucking history. Like the guy literally had to be forced into taking human growth hormones just to gain like 2-3 inches because he was so fucking short. They were like, I don't know if it's safe for him to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, if you go to basketball, it's like, yeah, you could be a really good player and stuff like that, but like you're not gonna go to your local basketball court and see a million guys that are fucking 5'7" playing, because most of them are gonna be intimidated no matter what because they're gonna be playing against people that might suck, but they're 6'3", six
6'3".
four, and they're just gonna be dominating them at their local park every day. So they're never gonna be as engaged as they are for soccer
Yeah.
in that aspect. But I do feel like it could rival it. It could surpass football. I mean, I think no, is it?
No.
No, right? American football is
Soc
still a little. No, not soccer. American football.
Basketball, no. I think basketball surpassed football.
In America,
American
though,
football, yeah.
it could be. Yeah,
Viewership
yeah.
wise, I believe so. Football got soft.
Oh yeah, I
Like
guess.
they call a lot of unnecessary flags. There's no entertainment in the game, meaning that they don't let these guys compete because everything's a foul. Even in basketball too.
Yeah,
That's why European basketball, they light fireworks off in the stadium. They don't give a fuck. They're like, yo, these guys are here to entertain, and they're there, most importantly, to compete and to see who the most best, baddest athlete is in the
yeah,
gym and most talented. In the NBA, you can't dunk on somebody and stare him down because it's a tech.
yeah. That's crazy. Some techs are
That's
crazy.
that's like, who wants to? I don't want to watch that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to see these guys talk shit and compete how basketball is played throughout. Because if you go to a park in New York City, everybody's talking shit.
yeah,
That changes the way people play at the
yeah,
end of the day. There's a mental aspect of the game that you don't know if you don't play.
yeah, for sure.
And football the same way, soccer the same way, fighting the same way. Fighting, you got a little mental, you're more mentally strong. But in these sports where it's a team game
Well,
and you take one of those people out the game,
it's actually, sorry to cut you off about basketball, but in the fighting thing, it's actually kind of funny because not talk shit, but like there's a lot of people that because they're fighters, sometimes when you talk shit to them, like their whole world kind of spirals around because they're like nobody talks to me like that, because I'm a fighter, like
yeah, why is he
right,
talking
like
shit?
another person that's actually a fighter is also talking shit to me now, like super disrespectfully. Now you're like, what the fuck? Like usually I'll
You're
be
just
confident that I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him, so I'll just be like, whatever with that person. But now I'm like, oh, that person could actually beat me up too. So
we got some
yeah,
competition.
a lot of people are like, oh fuck, is he, like so just to add to that, but yeah,
It's interesting, you wanna see these guys talk shit. It don't matter. They're grown men. They
yeah,
can handle themselves, and a lot of these guys, they used to say some crazy shit back in the day. Kobe used to be the biggest trash talker, and look what he used to do to people. He
yeah.
would back it up,
And he
but
wasn't he wasn't even like disrespectful to the public. You know what I mean? Like
no,
you,
he would say shit. He would do his research on people. If you
yeah, but
look
like
up what,
he'll say to the person,
yeah,
like
himself,
he
never
wouldn't
in
be,
public.
yeah, he wouldn't be like talking shit on interviews or like
No, it'd be
spreading rumors.
on
Not
the
yeah,
court. On the court, he would say some crazy shit. So would Larry Bird, Michael
yeah,
Jordan,
all the greats
all the greats. They find a way to get that competitive edge, and now they're taking that away. So it changes the game,
for sure.
but it could make it less appealing to some. Like I'm not as into it anymore
True,
because
yeah,
of the physicality aspect of it and the whole thing where they can't really do anything to one another. They're friendly.
yeah.
It's not a friendly game. You're going out there to win and to kill each other. You want to win, but at the end of these games, they're all like laughing, joking, hugging, like, yo, like,
Well, I think Lucas still does a pretty good job of like differentiating
yeah,
being on the court and off the court. Like off the
yeah,
court, he's like the most loyal guy, but in the court, unless it's like a bullshit game that he doesn't really care about, like
yeah. He's on kill mode.
yeah, he's usually like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! I'm gonna try to put 30 points on you right now and laugh in your face at the same time. Even though maybe on the court you might be my best friend. He doesn't care, you know?
A prime example of that would be Kobe and Pau Gasol. If you go back to the Olympics in like maybe 2012, after America lost, Kobe was coming off the screen and he was setting a screen. Him and Pau Gasol were the bestest friends in the
Yeah.
NBA. They were teammates for over 10 years. He hit Pau Gasol so hard. Everybody on Spain was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, they did not expect that. And it threw their game off, but it made them play better and harder.
Yeah.
It enhanced the performance of the game. They're like, wow,
It's
all
gonna be
right,
like
I
that, yeah.
thought they were boys. It's gonna be like that. Let's fucking play. Let's do
Yeah.
it. If he did that now, if he did that in the NBA, he'd be thrown out.
Yeah. But yeah.
Go look at that. Kobe,
I've seen it,
he
yeah.
taken 7 foot Pau Gasol, fucking sent him halfway across the court, and it was just a regular foul, like it should be, because he didn't do nothing malicious.
Yeah.
He set a hard pick, and nobody called out the pick.
True.
Makes the game better, more watchable, more
Yeah.
physical. That's why the Euro game is better.
That's why you wanna see physicality. Friday, go watch the fucking Muay Thai fights. Warriors Cup and One Championship's on. I don't know what the UFC is on Saturday. I haven't looked at it, so there's probably something on. You know, fucking go watch it, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah, you want to see some brutal shit? Come to my sport. That's where the real physicality. Nobody gives a shit if you kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Nothing. All right. And with that being said, we're gonna say our goodbyes. This is episode 0.
Episode 0, 00.
Yes, last time was -1. Today is 0. I think we might have gone a little longer last time, but I think it was a solid ep.
Solid episode.
I liked it.
My guy.
My shit's still healing. My tat's still healing.
Thank you guys.
I got some cool merch on. The Basmant. There's some fucking cool shit on.
Tupac.
No, don't look at that.